welcome to National Book Week. Today we're going to have lots of fun. You're going to make your very own sock puppet. So we're going to do this in 3 sections. The first is that I'm going to show you all the materials that you need. Maybe you've got them with you already and you can make the puppet together while I explain, or else you can gather them together, and I'm sure you'll remember how to do it. It's not difficult. So first I'll show you the materials, then second we're going to prepare everything. We're going to prepare our eyes, our pupils, our nose, our tongue, and our hair, and our hat, and our ribbon. So those are all the things, and then we're going to stick everything together. So first of all, here we have a pair of scissors, very important, but just be careful with the scissors, all right? Don't want to get hurt. Then you can use either a pen or a pencil that you're going to use to trace your eyes and pupils. Then you're going to have a 50-cent coin and a 10-cent coin. The 50-cent coin is to trace around for your eyes. You don't stick this coin on your puppet, please. This is for tracing the eyes, and the 10-cent coin is for tracing your pupils in the middle of your eyes, the eyeballs. Then you will need a little piece of cardboard. Now it doesn't have to be green, and you can cut out from a cereal box, or you can cut out from a biscuit box. You can get lovely colors from biscuit boxes before you throw them away. So then we can recycle, and that's very important. All right, then next thing, you're going to need some glue. Contact adhesive is good. It doesn't matter what kind of glue as long as it's very sticky. All right, don't forget that. Then you need a piece of red felt. This is going to be for your nose and for your tongue. Now you could use green felt if you want to make a different kind of a tongue, or any color felt for your tongue and your nose. And noses can be lots of other colors as well, but we just suggested red felt for today. And then you need a little piece of black paper, that's for the pupils, and you're going to need an earbud. That's not that necessary, but it just helps to spread the glue on your hair, on your puppet hair. Then you're going to need some wool. Okay, here's a ball of wool, but you just need a little ball, and you can use any colored wool for your hair. All right, and then here's some pink wool also, and there's lots of different. If you don't have wool, you could even make it with string. Okay, string will also do very well. So there we have those things. And then you're going to need an egg box also, and it's important for the egg box that you've got that you see it's going to make your hat. So it's just have a look at the egg box there, okay, so that it goes up all around inside. Not sure if you can understand that, but I'm sure you'll be fine with that. Okay, an egg box, that's for your hat. And then a ribbon that you're going to use for a bow tie or for your puppet's bow. And that can also be any color, and if you don't have a ribbon, you can just find a piece of material and cut it long and thin. Alright, so those are all the materials, and now I'm going to show you the next part, which is preparing everything. So I hope you've got everything ready, and we're going to have lots and lots of fun. Right, so let's get started. First of all, you take your pair of scissors and just have it ready there, and then you take your pen or your pencil, and you take your 50-cent coin. If you like, you can use a 5-cent coin, those old ones that they don't use anymore, but whatever you've got, even a little washer will do. So anything circular. And then you're going to trace your 2 eyes on the cardboard, okay, around, so that you're going to have 2 circles. You just trace it around until you've got 2 circles like that, okay, right. and then you're going to cut out your circles. Okay, you take your pair of scissors and you cut the circles out. Cut right around like that. All right, and then you're going to have 2 circles for your eyes. All right, put your eyes down, put your circles down, ready, and then you're going to take your 10-cent coin and you're going to trace around it with a pen. Okay, trace around it carefully until you've got 2 circles on your black paper. Then you're going to cut those circles out. All right, cut them out until when you've cut them out, you're going to have 2 circles like this. All right, now these circles are a little bit too big for your pupils because they're going to be your eyeballs in the middle of the eyes. So you cut them a little bit smaller. Just cut around, all right, carefully, until they're about this size. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see. All right, then you put them in the middle of the eyes and you leave your eyes ready with the pupils. And then you're going to take your piece of felt that you're going to use for your tongue, and you're going to cut it. If you want a long tongue, you can have either a long or a shorter tongue. You're going to cut your tongue out, and so that you've got a piece like this of felt, right? That's what your tongue is going to look like. It could be longer or shorter, right? So it's flat at the end like that, and then it's round in the front where your tongue will come on your puppet. So there is your tongue. If you want to do a green tongue with a forked tongue for a snake, you can do that, or a dragon or something like that. Just remember, you're making this puppet, so you decide what the puppet's going to look like. Okay, then you put your tongue ready, and then you cut out from the red felt, you cut out a nose, a circular nose like this. You don't have to trace it, try to do it freehand, but just be careful that you try to make it quite circular, but that should be fine. If you want, you can use a different color. Here are lots of other colors. You can use pink or any color that you've got for your nose, right? And if you want to, you can make a triangular nose instead, right? It doesn't have to be circular. So whichever you like. So then you get your nose ready. And now I'm going to show you how to do your hair. Right, so you take your ball of wool and you're going to wind it around your hand 30 times. Okay, can you count to 30? Let's count together. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay? Right. And then you're going to cut your wool, right? You're going to cut it now in the middle like this, all right? So you've taken it off your hands, and just be careful that you hold it like that, and then you're going to cut it right through the middle like that, all right? So that you've got a wool like this, and then you take one of these pieces of wool carefully, one strand, and you put all the rest of the wool on top of the strand, and then you tie it, okay? You tie your wool right in the middle, okay? There we go. And tie it tightly once, and then you make another knot so that your hair will be nice and firm. So it's nice and tight. So we've got a piece of hair like this. Now if you used a different color wool, you could have light blue hair, or pink hair, or gray hair, or nice bright orange hair, or light pink, whatever hair you chose, whatever wool you used, but we have used red wool. We're using red wool today. Right, so then we've got our hair all ready, okay, and then I'm going to show you how to make your hat. So you take the egg box and you just tear this piece right off your egg box. You don't need the lid. So you've got a piece like this. And then you're going to break off or cut around one of the egg boxes, okay, so that you can have a piece like this, a piece from your egg box, okay, and then you're going to cut it around like this, and like this, okay, there we go, right, so that is going to be your little hat. You can also get egg boxes with something funny, some pointy thing sticking out. And if you want to, you can cut a piece of that out, and then you can have a nice pointy hat for your puppet. So that's your puppet's hat. All right? Great. And don't forget to have a rubbish bin to throw all the rubbish in. Okay. Good. Then you're going to do your little ribbon. So you're going to tie a bow in your ribbon. If you want to, you don't have to have a bow tie or a little bow, but it's nice to do that. You might already know how to tie your shoelaces, because this is the same way that you make your bow. So you make a loop like this in about the middle, and you go round like that, okay, and then you pull it through, and there you've got a bow. Now it's a bit big at the one side and small at the other, so you just pull it. You want a little bow for your puppet, so just pull it and then make sure you've got it nice and tight, and then you're going to cut it like this, snip and snip, okay, and so let me make it a tiny bit smaller on that side, okay, right, there we are. Now we've got the bow already, just cut it a little bit there and a little bit there, right, so you've got your bow. Good. Now we've got all the things ready. We've got our eyes ready with our pupils, we've got our little red nose and our tongue, and we've got our hair that we've got ready, and we've got our hat that we've got ready. Here's our hat. And so the next thing is going to be sticking everything together. And this is going to be the most fun, because this is where your puppet starts really waking up. But I forgot the most important thing, and that is your sock. So I hope all of you have got a sock. It doesn't have to be a new sock. If you've got one sock that had a hole in it and it's been repaired over and over again and you can't repair it anymore, then you can use the other sock, which might be in a better condition. These socks are nice to use, the ones that have got color on the heel and color on the toe, but it doesn't matter. Whatever sock you can use, that's going to be your puppet friend. Right, so that is the second part, and now we're going to go on to the third part. I hope you're all catching up and keeping up with the puppet making, but if you're still behind a little bit, or you're just trying to remember how to do it, I'm sure you'll manage very well. Alright, so now we're going to have a great time making our puppet and putting everything together. So now we're ready to put our puppet together, and that is the most exciting part. So first of all, you're going to take your two circles that you cut out, and you're going to stick the pupils in the middle of the circles with your glue. Right, we just put a dot of glue in the middle like that. There we go. And you put your pupil on. There we are. And the other one in the middle of the circle. There we go. Right. Now, before you carry on with your puppet, I want you to just try out with your hand, okay? Because this is how we're going to operate the puppet. So you have your hand up like this. It's a mouth puppet. The mouth is closed, and so the puppet's going to start speaking. So try this with your puppet. Before you've put your puppet on, put your hand up, right? And then say, hello. Okay, try. Hello. How are you? What's your name? So you put your mouth into your hand. Right, and now we're going to put our sock on our hand. So here is the heel of the sock, and here is the toe of the sock. So you put your thumb in the heel of the sock like this, and then pull it back nicely. If it seems to be a little bit big, then you just pull it back, and then you'll see it fits nicely. Okay. If you've got a little hand, you'll need a little puppet, a little sock. All right, so whichever sock you're using. All right, then you take your puppet, and now we're going to stick our eyes on. So you put a little bit of glue on the circle here, and a little bit of glue on the other circle. And this is where you can take your earbud, and you can smear it around a little bit like this. Okay, there we go, and like this, so that the glue is smeared nice and evenly. And then you're going to stick your eye on, one eye there and the other eye here. Okay, you can have them closer to the nose if you want, but that's fine. Now your puppet's got eyes and it can see, and now you give it a nose. All right, so you stick your nose on, there we go, a little bit of glue, and you stick your nose on the front like this. Okay, so now your puppet can see and smell but can't talk, so you better give it a tongue. So take your glue, and you can see the flat end of the tongue is where you put the glue, just on the one side, just a little bit like this. And then you ask your puppet to open its mouth. Open your mouth, say ah, ah, and then quickly you stick your tongue in like this, okay? Or straight, or whichever way you want. And be careful, because, ow, they like to bite. All right, there we go. So now you've got your puppet, and now you can speak.
Oh, yes, I can speak, but I want some hair. Please, could I have some hair?
Okay, you can have some hair with pleasure. So here is your hair. You take the hair where you tied in the middle, and then you squeeze the glue onto the wool. And you can use your earbud if you like to smear it all over nicely so it's even. Okay, and then we put our hair on nicely on the top. Okay, there we go. And then if you want, it's a good idea to put a little bit of glue on the back so that you can stick the hair around nicely like this. Okay, so that it looks nice and even. So there you've got your puppet all ready.
Okay, this is great, but I don't have a hat yet.
Okay, you can have a hat. We've got a circular, sort of this kind of a hat, or a pointy hat.
I don't want a pointy hat.
Okay, then you can have this kind of a hat. So now you put glue in the bottom, inside at the bottom of your hat. Okay, you just smear it around carefully. Right at the bottom, inside like this. Now your hat has to stick on the wool, so you've got to push the wool up a little bit. Just make sure that it gets the glue, and then your puppet's got its hat on. All right, and now puppet, you need a little star on your hat. Maybe would you like a little star on your hat? Okay, you didn't mention the star before. You don't have to put a star on. If you want to, you can even find stars in adverts, and then you can cut a star out from an advert, or you can even put a little picture, and there your puppet's got a star. And then you take your little bow tie, and you can oopsie, don't come off star. See, it needs to get stuck nicely with the glue. Right, there we are. And then you can put your bow tie wherever you like. You can put it in the hair, or maybe because it's the same color as the hair, you could put it on the hat, or you could put it underneath like a bow tie, like this. So you just put a little bit of glue there underneath, and then you stick your bow tie on like that underneath your puppet. Okay, there you go. It takes a bit of time to stick with the glue. Right, okay, there we are. And now you're ready, puppet.
I'm ready? That's great. Now I want to tell stories.
Well, this is National Book Week, and this is a time for you all to tell stories. So now you know how to make a sock puppet. And if you've already made one with me, that's wonderful. And if you have made one, then you know how to do it, and you can make another one. And then you can do your own puppet show. And just remember that puppets have got stories to tell. So I hope you're going to tell everybody your stories.
Of course course I will tell my stories.
And you need to think what your puppet's name is, where it lives, what it likes to eat, and what songs it likes to sing, what songs it likes to sing. And so, here we have our puppet.
Thank you very much. It's been very nice to meet you. Goodbye. I don't need you anymore. I can carry on myself.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Hello, everybody. I have got lots of stories to tell. Thank you very much for coming to see me today. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.